What's going on, everybody? This is Coach D coming at you. All right, today, just like the title says, we're going to talk about 5 tips. All right, 5 tips to help you automate your network marketing business, but without actually coming off as being robotic or a robot. All right, so as you guys tune in, put down in the comments, let me know where you're tuning in from. And of course, if you happen to be catching this on a replay, which is cool, put down in the comments hashtag replay. All right, and still answer all the questions as we go. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. All right, so now I know a lot of times we'll buy different tools to help us automate our business, right? But sometimes it's not that the tools don't work. Sometimes it's the way that we're using the tools, right, that makes us still come off as really robotic. You guys tell me, are you guys using any tools to help automate your network marketing business? If you are, say, yes, that's me. Put that down in the comments. Say, yes, that's me. If you're using any tools right now to help you automate your network marketing business, okay? So I want to talk about 5 tips. Now, the first one, all right, is really a tip if you're using a particular tool, like when people friend request you, right? There are some extensions, some Chrome extensions out there that if people send you a friend request, you can actually, send an automated message back to them, basically saying, hey, thanks for the friend request, blah, 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 right? Something. Now, while that sounds good, right? Because we like automation and everything, right? While that sounds good, I'm seeing that some people are using it in such a way that it really makes them look like a robot, like seriously look like a robot, right? So tell me if you guys have got a message like this. You friend requested someone, right? And then immediately you get a message that says something like, it'll be like, hey, thanks for the friend request. And then it'll be like 5 paragraphs. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And then it'll be like, yeah, so if you're a real person, PM me back. Like, have you guys, have you ever got that? Like, have you ever received that? Like a message like that in your messenger? If you have, put down in the comments, say, yep, I got one today. Like you might didn't get one today, but if you have got a message like that back when you try to friend request somebody and they're like, hey, thanks for the friend request, and they're like this long, long old paragraph, like 5 paragraphs, and then they're like, PM me back to let me know you're a real person. And I'm looking at this message like, you want me to PM you back that I'm a real person, right? But you literally just sent me a robotic message, but you want me to prove that I'm a real person, right? Like, does that even make sense, right? Now, here's the deal. Now, can a tool like that work, right? Yes, obviously. But here's the first tip. If you're going to use a tool, right, and we use tools, right? If you're going to use a tool in your network marketing business to help you, kind of keep up with your friend requests, for example, okay? You want it to look as what should I say? As human as possible. Yeah, you want it to look as human as possible. So what that means is, think about it. If someone typically sends you a friend request, right? If your response is not typically 5 paragraphs, like nobody's response is typically 5 paragraphs, then why in the world would you send me something that's like 5 paragraphs? Instead, you can shorten that message to something that sounds a little bit more believable. Like, hey, thanks for connecting. Just curious. You can say something like, just curious, right? What made you want to connect with me today? What made you want to connect? And don't worry about the writing, because y'all listen to what I'm saying. And say, hey, thanks for connecting. Just curious, what made you want to connect with me today? Now, doesn't that sound more like a human being than sending someone 5 paragraphs, then talking about this is an automated message, just letting you know this is an automated message, and I need you to PM me back because I want to make sure you're a real person. So y'all know what I do when I get those long paragraph messages, right? You know what I get? What I do, I block it. It's like, okay, you don't even want to have a human conversation. you know, or at least pretend you want to have a human conversation, right? So then it's over for you. Like, it's over, right? So the first tip is make it seem like it's believable, guys. You know, nobody wants to feel like you don't have time for them. Even though everybody's busy, we get it, right? We get that. But we don't want, nobody wants to feel like you don't have time to talk to us. Do you want to feel that way? Put down in the comments. If you guys have ever felt like someone friend requested you and they don't really have time to talk to you, you know, or you friend requested somebody and they don't got time to talk to you or whatever, they kind of really made you feel like you pretty much was just a number. Like if they couldn't hurry up and sell you something, then they didn't want to talk to you. Like, have you ever felt that way? Put down in the comments number 3 if you've ever felt that way. Like, I could put 3s all over the board, right? You know, because, you know, not saying you guys, but there's tons of people, you know, who will either accept a friend request or send me a friend request, and this is how they come off. All right, and that's not cool. So that's the first tip. Make it believable. Make it more human as you possibly can. Right. So that way you're not putting people off. You know, because at the end of the day, guys, the robots are not the ones that's buying your products and services. Human beings are buying your products and services. So you want to make sure that you're treating people accordingly. All right. Nick says 3. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. D. Carly, you stupid. All right. All right. So now, next tip. Okay. And when it comes to automating your business. All right. Now, here's one that I use, all right, with a tweak. Another one that I use in my Facebook groups, because I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 Facebook groups, right, at the moment, right? So I'll use auto posters, okay? A Facebook auto poster. That's another one that you can use, and you can use it in groups, okay? I'm talking about groups that you manage. You're an admin for. But here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys, all right? This is one thing you got to keep in mind. As you're using the Facebook auto poster, right? It's good if you can use one that does not have the name of, you know, of whatever you're using. Like, for instance, some people use like Meet Edgar or something, right? But when that message gets posted, it says Meet Edgar on it. You know, now I don't know if all of them do. I don't think so, but I know that one does. So if you can use one that doesn't say, you know, the name of the auto poster on it, it just gives a little bit more human feel. Like I said, if you can use one like that, right? Now, so basically, don't use the name of the auto poster. All right, don't use the auto poster name if you can help it. Like I said, maybe all of them show it like that. I don't know. Don't use auto poster name. All right. Now the next thing, all right, that you want to keep in mind is that you still want your post to talk like you. You want the post to sound like you, right? All right. So you want the post to sound like you. You don't want the post to sound like, you know, sound like they're talking to somebody else, right? You want it to sound like however you would talk. Like if you would talk like how I say sis and bro and fam and, you know, stuff like that, and take this to the top and all that, you know, oh, that's how I talk, right? So y'all know if messages are going out, you know, from me, then they're going to, you know, sometimes have some of those words in there. So you want, even if you're using a Facebook auto poster, you want it to sound like you. Even as you're giving these tips out, because yeah, there's times like in one of my groups, one of my students in one of my groups, she was like, man, D, she was like, man, you do so much for us. You're all over the place. You know, you're helping us out in this group, helping us out, because she's in more than one of my groups. You know, and I told her, I said, well, sis, I said I use an auto poster. You know, but she couldn't tell that it wasn't me because it sounded like me, right? It sounded like something I would say, right? So that's a way that you can you know, further automate your network marketing business, but not coming off as a robot. Make sure the posts still sound like you. They still need to feel like you so that people don't feel like you just don't have time for them, right? Because if they be feeling like you don't have time for them, then they ain't gonna have time to listen to you either. You know what I mean? Some people ain't gonna listen anyway, but they ain't gonna have time for you. So you want it to sound like you. Another thing as well is people, even though people make like they like spontaneity and stuff, you know, people really do like schedules, you know, because we're real used to schedules, and we really work better off of schedules. Kind of like, you know, back in the day, TV shows came on at the same time. Well, they still do now, but you remember like Oprah, right? Everybody knew what time Oprah came on. What time did Oprah come on back in the day? Put down in the comments. What time did Oprah come on in the day? Now I know good and well y'all not too young where y'all don't know what time Oprah came on back in the day. All right, Nicholas, I know you know. All right, but so people like, you know, routine. Okay, so one of the things you could do is like, let's say if you know, every time, you typically get up in the morning, and by the time you do whatever you need to do in the morning, you post, let's say it's like 9:30 that you post, right? Let's just say, right? Then you can put that auto poster on 9:30 to put out a post for you. So that way, if you're running behind schedule, you're running later, whatever the case may be, it's done and it sounds like you, right? So that's another way that you can help, be able to serve more people with less, with less of you, right? That's serve more people with less of you. Okay. Exactly. She said 4 o'clock. Exactly. 4 o'clock Oprah's on, right? All right. Now, what's the next one that we can do to help automate our business, right? The next one is using a AutoCommenter tool. Okay. And I probably need, now I'm not going to demo that tool. But an AutoCommenter tool. Now, some of you guys may have heard of it, but I'll just tell you what it does and how you need to tweak it though. Okay, because see, notice everything I'm saying up here, I'm not just putting it up here by itself, right? Because this is what a lot of you guys do. You go out there and use these tools by itself, right? And you wonder why people blocking you and still thinking you're a spammer. Because you guys, you got to start using, right? Start using your entrepreneurial intellect to switch it up. So if I'm using a AutoCommenter tool, right? The auto comments, right? Where basically, because I have a tool that does that, right? Where basically, if I told people to put down the comments and say, show me, D, right? If I say that, right? Then I have something where automatically it'll reply, whatever I told it to reply. But check it out. This is what I do. This is the tweak, okay? You got to understand, this is the tweak to it so it doesn't come across as so robotic. For one, the tool that I have allows me to mix the messages up, all right? That's number one. Mix the messages up. So that way you're not saying the same thing to everybody. Number one, okay? And then number two, now this is key. This is key. Even if you mix up the messages, you still need to do this. Pay attention. You still need to go back with organic follow-up. Organic follow-up. What does that mean? Once I run my AutoCommenter, right? All I'm using that for is to buy me some time. That's it. I'm not using the AutoCommenter to basically try and have a conversation, with people on my post for me, right? It is just to buy me some time. So yeah, it'll have some messages say, that's what's up, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support, blah, 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 right? But then in the next hour or two, a couple hours when I free up, right? Then I'm going to go back and do my organic follow-up, which means I'm going to go back and look and see what people said, and I'm going to heart it. I'm going to like it. You know what I mean? I'm going to, do some organic comments to whatever it is that they said, right? So now with that AutoCommenter, it bought me some time. So people did get a response, right? And because I mixed up the messages, they didn't really feel like it was a robot, right? Because y'all don't even be knowing when I use the stuff or not, right? Because it's not like I tell you like, oh yeah, I'm using AutoCommenter, right? Y'all don't even know like if I'm doing a Facebook Live or not, or if it's a pre-recorded video, right? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I know pretty much the same, some of the same names that come on my lives. So I can say a name and that person is probably here anyway, whether I'm really live or not, honestly. Like I have some, some real loyal teammates, and that's what's up. All right. So you want to follow up organically after that, okay? That organic follow-up where you go back behind the next hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whenever you free up, and go and respond to those people, okay? Don't think that these tools are going to do everything for you, because trying to take out the human element of things, you know what I'm saying, is going to have people feeling like you pretty much don't care about them, right? All right, now, and what is our next tip, okay? Our next tip of how we can automate our network marketing business, all right, is one that I definitely use for sure. Well, I use all of these, right? Is doing my lives pre-recorded live Facebook Lives, right? Now, I have quite a few of my teammates using this tool now, right? Because it helped them, because a lot of people, and don't be talking about my spelling because, it's just typo. Because a lot of people, either they're nervous when they're on Facebook Live, so they need to record it ahead of time. But a lot of times you just, you don't have the time in the day, right? You got a lot of things going on, right? So you can use a tool that allows you to pre-record your Facebook Lives, right? Now, here's the tweak. There always got to be a tweak with it. Just trying to do it just as it comes out the box, you'll still be seeming like a robot, right? Check this out. When I'm doing my Facebook Lives, I still engage, right? When I'm talking about these pre-recorded videos, like right now, I could be on a pre-recorded video and you won't know, right? You'll be like, well, yeah, we know because you said something to us. I know that some of the same names that are going to be on my live. So I literally could say, sis, bro, Alexis. I literally could say that, right? Because I know some of the same people show up to my lives, right? Think about that for a minute. So I can still engage and you won't know necessarily if I'm live or not, right? So you're not going to feel put off. You see what I'm saying? But that's a way for you to be able to automate your network marketing business. If you can do your Facebook Lives, that's going to allow you to have more time, right? And still engage during that Facebook Live. Is that making sense? Put in the comments. If this is making sense, put in the comments and say, I got you, D. Put down the comments and say, I got you, D. Okay? I want to make sure you guys understand this, all right? Because like I said, a lot of times we're using these tools, but we're not thinking when we're using them. We're just, oh, I'm so glad that I got this tool. It's going to save me so much time. I'm going to get all these sales and I don't got to do nothing but be robotic to people. Right? And that's what we think. And then we get this tool and then 2 months goes, 3 months goes, and it didn't help us at all. Right? And then now we got to pay for the tool. And now we see the tool as like an expense or whatever. Right? It's because you're trying to use it straight out the box instead of tweaking it to make sure that you're still coming off as a human, because you want to make sure that your audience knows that you still do care. You understand? So you still engage. Right? Does that make sense? Say, I got you, D. If that makes sense, down in the comments, say, I got you, D. Exactly. Now, I want to point something out. You see what I just did? Like, I'm literally giving y'all the goods. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm literally giving y'all the goods. I did this on the video already and made a sale on that video. I'm not lying to y'all, right? I'm dead serious, right? But you saw what I just did? I gave you guys a call to action. I said, hey, say, I got you, D, right? I know somebody's going to say, I got you, D. I know somebody's going to do it, right? Because I've been doing the lives long enough. I know somebody's going to do it. So all I said was, okay, cool. That's what's up, sis. Okay, cool. That's what's up, bro. Like, I didn't even say a name, right? So therefore, my audience doesn't really know if I'm live or not, but they still feel like I am, right? So they still get the engagement, and I still come back. After the live when I have time, right? After maybe an hour, 2 hours, whatever, because you got other things you're doing, your DMO, or maybe you're at work, whatever, right? I still come back and do my organic follow-up. So it is not using these tools to think that you are not going to be connecting with human beings, like, especially as you're building. Now, yes, there's some people who like automate like 99% of business, right? But I'm gonna be real with you, 99.9% of people are not there yet. And that's okay. Hell, I'm not there yet. I don't automate 99.9% of my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet. And that's okay, right? And if you're not making the type of money that you want to make right now, you ain't there yet. And that's okay, right? Do you understand? That's okay. So don't be thinking like, well, man, I ain't even made $1,000 yet, but I want to fully automate my business. And you don't even know how to do the regular stuff yet. I'm just saying, we just got to think a little bit. We take this stuff in phases, guys, right? So make sure you come back and do this organic follow-up when you get off of work or whatever, you got going on, so that people still feel like you're loving them. Right? People want to feel appreciated, even if it is a Facebook Live, because they could totally not show up for your live. They could totally scroll past and not listen to you. And then, look at you with no views, right? How does that make you feel? All right. Now, the last one, I say the best for last. I ain't going to say the best for last because I think they're all valuable, or else I wouldn't be up here talking about them. Okay. But this one right here is one that I put it this way. I've done it. But I'm in a process of like, I'm not going to say perfecting it, because I'm the type of person that I'm always going to be trying to make it better, right? But I'm going to say that I've done it to, like, if it has a stage of, 1 through 10, right? I've done it to the stage of like 5, right? And 10 is the best. I'm on the verge of doing it to the stage of an 8. I put it that way, right? Because I'm seeing now that there's even better ways to do what I'm about to show you. Okay. All right. And I'm telling you, the better you get it, what I'm about to show you, the better you get at this, what I'm about to show you will literally free up tons of your time, especially as you're growing and actually, getting some signups in your business. I promise you, this has probably freed up the most of my time, more than any of the gadgets that I have. I'm being dead serious from what I'm about to show you right now. Right? And yeah, it takes time at first to set it up, but I'm going to tell you why it took me a good amount of time to set up at first. I'm going to be 100 with you. It's because I didn't have anyone teaching me how to do it. I ain't even gonna lie. I had to figure it out. So, it is what it is. We don't cry about that thing, But here it is. If you can automate as much as you possibly can your onboarding process. Okay? Now, what do I mean by onboarding process? First of all, do any of you guys have an onboarding process right now for when people join you in business, whether it's your coaching clients, whether it's your network marketing business, whether it's your MLM? If you do, put down a comment, say on board, right? Don't worry about your spelling, because we ain't the spelling police, okay? But if you do have a process for onboarding, put down the comments and say on board, okay? Now, for all you people watching who don't say on board, you definitely need to be paying attention, because you don't even have a process, okay? You might not even know what I'm talking about, okay? Check me out. When people join you in business, right? First, because, a lot of the things that I promote are based around, marketing, education, and making money online type items, right? So, okay, cool. So I'm in the make money online space, right? So then I'm going to think about when people join my opportunities, what do they need? As soon as they sign up, because, people be ready to get to getting, they sign up, like has people sign up here this last week in one of my high ticket opportunities. They're like, okay, dang, I signed up. What do I do now? Right? They be like mad excited. You know what I mean? They're like, what do I do now? Right? Okay. So this is where the onboarding process kicks in. So now you may have, I'll put it this way. These are two things that I found so far to be effective. Either a Facebook group, right? A Facebook group, or a membership module, membership area, right? Or both, okay? But either way, check this out. Let's say the Facebook group. This is the one that I use most often right now, right? Let's say Facebook group. If all you have to do is give that person one link, right? Or if all you have to do is put that person's name and an email address. I'm gonna tell you, this is what I'm doing now. I used to give a person one link that had everything on it, right? But I'm gonna tell you what I do now, right? I take their email, because a lot of times when people sign up, you'll get, an alert, right? That has their email on it. A lot of things that I promote anyway, that has their email on it. So I made a list in my autoresponder, right? I made a list in my autoresponder, okay? I made a list in my autoresponder, and I put an email in there. I put a welcome email. Welcome email. And on that email, it says congratulations, right? Congratulations again. But it gives them the link to the Facebook group, right? It tells them where they can ask questions, because I literally tell people where they can ask questions. Otherwise, they'll be in your inbox asking all these questions that they just haven't been able to see yet because they didn't follow instructions. That's just how it be, when people excited. So I tell them where to ask questions. I tell them to be patient. Tell them where to ask questions, right? So that way they know that they're never going to be alone, okay? Right? And then if there is some training that they can start outside the group before they get in the group, because if they sign up in the middle of the night, they're not getting up in the group in the middle of the night. I'm asleep. So they're not getting up in the group. But, all right, if I've dropped them into an email situation, right, to an email sequence, right, there may be some beginning training they can start with. So a link to some beginning training. Right? Beginning training. All this is in the email, in the welcome email, right? So really, you don't even have to talk to the person, right? Once you get the alert that that person joined you or something, you're going to get the email address depending on what you promote. Stuff I promote gives me the email address. Drop their email in there with the name, boom. They get that. You going about your way for right then, right? That way they can go ahead and get started without having to ask you millions of questions in your inbox. This is all part of the onboarding process. But then when they get in your Facebook group, then what? I'm going to tell you what I got. I got a welcome video. I got a welcome video. That's right. I took time to record a welcome video to tell people exactly what I want them to do when they get in the group. Right? When they get in the group, it says blase, 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 blase. Look at here, blase, and look at here, blase, and blase, blase, blase. Right? Right? You're giving them direction on that welcome video. Then, on that direction, it's going to point to other areas. It's going to point to the unit section that they need to start with their training. Right? Because at least all of the things that I promote, people need to know how to market. So therefore they need training. So boom, I already know what they need. Boom. So it's going to point to the training and it's going to point to resources. And it's going to give them their DMO. Because in my high ticket opportunity, I have a 5 steps to 1K blueprint DMO. It's going to point to their DMO. This way, if a person happens to join, right before you go to bed, right? Now you could do it the old way. You could be like, well, man, I know you just joined. It's like, 9:30, I'm about to go to bed. So man, just, I'll get at you tomorrow. Or you can say, well, man, I know you just joined. Check your email, holler at you tomorrow. Right? They check your email to get everything going and everything. By tomorrow, you let them up in the group. All right, cool. They know exactly where to start. They know exactly where to start. You walking them down a path. This is all part of your onboarding process. Right? And like I said, the only reason it has taken me time to set this up is because I didn't have anyone who taught it to me. And that's fine. It's not to, say that other people did wrong, because hell, I didn't pay nobody to teach me to set it up. So I don't look for handouts. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying that I didn't know it before is my point, is what I'm saying. I didn't know it before. So I'm telling you guys that if you ain't got one, this right here will save you so much time, and it will actually help you retain people. Right? Because they won't be as frustrated not knowing where to start, because everybody be so excited on where to start. Where do I get my link? Where do I get my link? All I say is follow the process. Because I already done told them where to get their link inside of the process. So you don't have to answer these individual questions. It's all in the process and given in due time. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't have this set up, but you out there wanting people to join your coaching, wanting people to join your biz op, wanting people to join whatever it is you want them to join, and then you're talking about you don't have time to, you got 2 people on your team, and oh man, they're asking me so many questions, man. This is just taking so much time. I don't have time to answer all these questions. We'll take the time to have an onboarding process so that you don't have to spend all that time when you do start getting sales and things are starting to roll. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, it only takes one person for you to be busy. I've been there. First person you sign up, you happy. You ain't got not damn process, right? Now you like, dang, they asked me this. They asked me where to get the link. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you get it from here, get it there. Well, I don't see it. I don't know. Damn. Shit. All right, I'll send you a video. Now I got to stop what I'm doing to make a video. Okay, cool. Now how do I promote? Dang. Well, you go and connect with people on Facebook. Okay, but what do I say? Damn. Like, this is literally what I was doing. Like, dang. So when y'all see a lot of the beginning videos I made on YouTube was out of necessity. I literally had to make those videos for my team, for my high ticket opportunity. It was just that bad, right? I literally had to make them. I had to push them out. I was doing a video every day because I didn't have an onboarding process, so it was very stressful. So that's why I say this one right here, above all the other tools that I have, that having an onboarding process and keep on refining it. Because remember I told you if you got like from a 0 to a 10, and 10, let's just say 10 is perfection, okay? You know what I'm saying? Right? You may start off at like a 2, right? Because like you really don't have nothing, right? So you might start off as a 2, but you keep refining that process. And then you move up to a 4, you move up to a 5. Before you know it, you're at an 8, right? And you just keep going and going and going. And this is one of the main reasons right here that people will join me in higher ticket opportunities, because I assure you guys, especially in the make money online space, okay? I assure you that 90% or more of the people in the make money online space are not focusing on this. They're not doing this for you. So this is why you have in your company groups, when you go in there, people are like, I just joined at the $2,000 level. What do I do now? Any tips and tricks? Okay, this is why, because 90% or more of the people in that industry are not doing this, right? They pretty much either leaving their people hanging, or they stressed out because now that person needs all their help, and then they leave them hanging. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got going on, right? So if you take your time and you start tweaking this, you're going to instantly be more valuable of a person for them to link up with and do business with. And you're going to have long-term teammates and long-term fans, right? Which is what you want. You don't want to have to go out there and like feel like you hustling every single day to get $1, right? You want people who will come to you and say, hey, D, I was going to sign up for this autoresponder. So give me your link. Hey, D, I was looking at this opportunity. Do you have that? Yeah, I do. What you think about it? Yeah, it's cool. I market it. Okay, cool. Give me your link. You want that, don't you? Like, does anybody want those type of sales? Like, y'all just tell me, like, if y'all don't want those type of sales, then, you know, just let me know. But if you guys want those type of easy sales to happen for you, put down in the comments, say easy sales. Put down in the comments, say easy sales. Okay? All right? Because everybody wants those type of easy sales, but they don't come just because you said your name, 𝐘𝐨 Lady. They come because I took the time to put stuff in place, and I continue to tweak it and put stuff in place so that way that 0, you know, goes over to an 8 and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, and it keeps getting better and better. And every time it gets better and better, that frees up time for me to be able to further expand my business. This is how you can see people, whoever the people are, but me specifically, you know, this is how you can see that I have 3 groups and it's not overbearing, right? Because I realized that when you have an onboarding process, it makes it way easier, right, for me to fulfill on everything that I said to the people, you know, in those groups that I was going to be able to fulfill on, because it's way easier to do it. And the better I get, I'm telling y'all, it's about to get real out here. The better I get at this, it's about to get real. And I guarantee, guys, I'm not even going to lie to you. If you guys just focus on this part, right? And this is something, this onboarding process is something that I'm going to be helping my team with, and not in my high ticket opportunity, because they're not at this level, but the ones in my masterclass, right? Once we get through the masterclass, the ones who are still in the group, you know, because there's requirements to stay in my group, right? In my high ticket group, right? Then we're going to be going over this. Why? Because this works. This makes you money. This saves you time and actually makes you money, where people are coming to you because they want to do business with you because you got this, and 90% of the other people don't have that. And you don't have to have been in business, you know, or been online for no 8 years for you to stand out. It's just that you got to know what you need to do to stand out. And I'm telling you right now, when you flush out one of these right here, you're going to be way above 90% of them people. I promise you. Just look at what the stuff that you've joined. You go join some, and then you come over to the next person like, hey, how do I use this? But you just joined that person because they didn't have an onboarding process. Like, I literally have made onboarding process for some of my low ticket stuff that I used to promote. When I say low ticket, like, it was like $30 a month, right? But once I realized that an onboarding process is necessary, it was like, yo, I didn't know it before, but now it's like, yo, everything I do, I need to make sure I'm flushing out an onboarding process and keep tweaking it so it gets better, right? And so now I have to go back to some of the things that I put out, right? And put an onboarding process because I didn't have one, you know, because I didn't know the importance. But now that I do, it's like, yo, if I'm going to go full force and promote this tool on YouTube, right, then I need to make sure I got an onboarding process for this tool, right? I got an onboarding process for the automation tool that I use. I got an onboarding process for the other video automation tool that I use. And I have an onboarding process for the high ticket opportunity as well, right? But this is how you can manage these things and still be able to live your life and still be able to do whatever it is you want to do. And y'all can already tell what I love to do, because y'all already seeing me on video, and I'm coming up, you know, I'll be coming up with new ways, a new reason to be on video. But like, yo, let me get up here and talk about this, right? So y'all already know I love teaching. So my purpose for doing all this, like I said, is increases the sales, but it frees up more time for me to do what I love to do, right? So I could be on video, you know, on Facebook once a week. And I just started y'all need to check me out on YouTube too. Subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/𝐘𝐨 Lady. I just started a Ask D session on Wednesdays. at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 5:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, right? So I could be over there once a week, over here once a week, and also streaming in my group as well. Because that's what I love to do. But stuff like this allows me the time to be able to do that. So, guys, definitely rock out with that. Is that making sense? Right? My man said, boom, boom. Right. Daryl said, I'll take them easy sales. That's what I'm talking about. Yolanda, you just laughing at me. I hear you. I hear you. All right. So, guys, definitely, if you're feeling this, share this out. Some other people might want to, they probably do need to hear this. That's just what that is, right? Give me some hearts. Show me some love. Put some hearts on it, baby. Show me some love. And check this out. If you guys are still struggling, or I'm not going to necessarily say struggling because nobody wants to admit that they're struggling, right? But if you guys are still trying to find a marketing home, I'll put it that way, a marketing home, right? Where you want to say, hey, D, I want some more of this goodness. I want to be a part of the team. I see what you got going on. I see what you and your team, your AMA VIP and AMA Elites are putting out there. Y'all see the results, right? I'm boosting my team up. You see them, right? And you guys want to be a part of that? Then all you need to do is put down in the comments, right? Either put down in the comments and say, show me, D, or you can reach out to me direct on private messenger, and then we can connect, see where you're at, see what you need, see how I can serve you so you can get better, baby, because that's what it's about, all right? Other than that, guys, I appreciate you for tuning in. You already know we'll be back next week, the same time. This is my new schedule now as far as on Facebook Lives. We're going to do Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. On YouTube, we're going to do Wednesday. Catch me live on YouTube, all right? Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern to ask these sessions, all right? Other than that, it's D-Carl later, baby. We're going to take this ride to the top. Y'all think y'all, look, I can dance. Take this ride to the top. All right. Yeah.